If you're 17 to 20 years old and you clicked on this video, I want you to pause for a second and be honest with yourself, because this isn't entertainment and it's not motivation, it's a mirror. At this age, everyone around you keeps repeating the same phrases, that you're young, that you have time, that life hasn't even started yet. But nobody explains what actually happens if you do nothing during these years. Days start blending together, weeks disappear, and suddenly you realize that you've been busy but not moving. You wake up tired even though you haven't done anything meaningful. You scroll endlessly. You watch other people your age succeed, fail, try, live, and you sit there thinking, what am I doing wrong? And the scary part is not that you don't have answers. It's that deep inside you already know the truth, but you're afraid to accept it. You're afraid that if you really try and still fail, you won't have excuses anymore. At 17 to 20, you're at the most dangerous point of your life, because you're old enough to understand consequences but young enough to ignore them. Nobody forces you anymore, but nobody guides you either. You're expected to figure everything out alone while pretending you're fine. You start comparing yourself constantly, not because you're weak, but because comparison is everywhere: money, confidence, relationships, freedom, and slowly this comparison eats you from the inside. You don't feel motivated, you feel pressured, you feel late even though everyone says you're early. And that creates a silent anxiety that follows you every day. You try things, quit them, blame yourself, then blame circumstances, then repeat the cycle. You tell yourself you lack discipline, motivation, talent, luck. But the real issue is that no one prepared you for boredom, loneliness, and slow progress. Nobody tells you that most of the work feels pointless for a very long time. Nobody shows you the nights where nothing happens, the weeks where you see zero results, the months where you question everything. Social media only shows outcomes, never the confusion. And you sit there thinking you're broken, when in reality you're just early in the process. But here's the part people don't like to hear. Time doesn't wait until you feel ready. Every year you delay building skills, habits, and responsibility becomes heavier later. The price of comfort now is pain later, and the price of discomfort now is freedom later. You don't need a perfect plan, you don't need clarity, you don't need confidence. Confidence comes after action, not before. What you need is to stop lying to yourself that you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is just another word for fear. You don't need to change your whole life in a week. You need to change what you do when nobody is watching. Small actions repeated daily will decide who you become more than any big decision. And yes, you will fail. You will feel stupid. You will want to quit. You will feel behind. That's not a sign you're doing something wrong. That's a sign you're finally doing something real. This age will pass whether you act or not. One day you'll look back and either feel proud that you tried despite fear, or regret that you waited for permission that never came. This video isn't here to save you. It's here to remind you that no one else will. And if that scares you, good. Fear can either paralyze you or wake you up. What you do after this video is the only thing that matters.